I'd like to introduce to you our CEO and founder of Trade Ideas, Dan Mirkin.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming, and thank you for everyone who's tuning in to this event online. We are so excited to bring this to San Diego and to the world. The timing is perfect. We have 3 speakers, each one of them with a unique perspective that I think will shed light to all of you about what is possible in the financial markets. But before we get started, let's talk a little bit about why are we here. Women make over 50% of the population, but as it relates to managing their own finances, virtually no impact on the decision making. Who is involved in figuring out what's going to happen to your money? That's the thing that we want you to think about, and that's the reason why we're putting on this event. So one of the things that really makes it so exciting is that women have unique innate capabilities that we're going to talk about with our speakers and throughout this whole event that really make them possible, successful investors. So before we start, let me tell you a little bit of history about myself and why my company, Trade Ideas, is bringing this event to the marketplace. I've been a successful investor and pioneer in the investment space for over 2 decades. That success I parlayed into creating businesses that help individual investors find opportunities in the stock market. And there's something that we've seen throughout interacting, as Marissa had mentioned, through interacting with hundreds of thousands of customers since 2003. And that is the investment world is almost completely dominated by men. And that's a shame, okay? Because, like we said before, women have a lot of potential, and we're going to talk about that potential in this presentation. But let's get into a little bit of the details. You know, my partners and I, we started Trade Ideas from an incredible experience that we called the $50 million education, where we went through the dot-com bubble, learned everything not to do to run a company, and ultimately built a very successful business helping individuals find opportunities in the stock market. We're passionate about this, and that is why the timing for this event is absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to summarize every single financial self-help book or text in one simple sentence. You either make your money work for you, or you're going to spend the rest of your life working for your money. Think about that. If there's anything that we can communicate during this event and presentation, it's this ethos. You really have to understand that it's one or the other. You either make your money work for you, or you will have to work for your money. So how do we do this? As we've said, Trade Ideas, myself, my partners, we've been in the business of helping people find opportunities in the stock market through investing. And it turns out investing happens to be the only single way that you can put your money to work. We as people, we invest in businesses, we invest in time and education to learn how to do something so that we can get paid for it. All of our life is circled and catered to some kind of investing in some sort of endeavor. But for some reason, when we think about the stock market, all of a sudden we become completely hands-off. We turn everything related to our finances to other people. How un-American is that? It's kind of strange. So one of the reasons why this happens, and one of the reasons why we're doing this event, is that there's a campaign of misinformation that kind of perpetuates a myth. The myth is that it's too difficult to make money in stocks, it's too complicated, it's too scary, and you need to give your money to other people. But as it turns out, that myth is not exactly true because, well, some people can outperform the markets and do really well for themselves. In fact, These are names that we're all familiar with. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Michael Dell, Steve Wynn, and a bunch of other guys who do nothing but make billions and billions of dollars in the stock market. How do they do that? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that. This presentation is less about the tactics of winning and more about the beginning on the right path. The path of self-effectuation and financial freedom. So let's talk about the experts. What did we learn from the recent events in politics and the election? Experts aren't always right. And by the way, if you want to think that I'm crazy, just simply Google "a cat outperforms market professionals," because that's what we did to get this slide. What that really means is you can have something as silly as a cat randomly selecting letters of a stock symbol and still being able to outperform the people that you all are paying money to manage your money. So again, we wanted to bring your attention to the fact that there are alternatives. And while we are not saying at all that every single person should drop everything that they're doing and manage all of their finances, what we are saying is that you should be involved. And it's never, ever been easier. So again, just some statistics that make you think about what's really going on. A fee-based industry. You have a fraternity of guys that are financial advisors. A lot of us know a lot of people in the business, and this business has been built for decades and decades, and it kind of has its own fortification and its own gravity. As soon as you start making money, you start putting your money away into 401ks, and then all of a sudden, years down the road, you realize you have no relationship with your money. You don't know what it's in, why it's doing that, and there's all sorts of complicated things get put in front of you to make you be afraid. Fear, ladies, is the enemy. And again, this applies to everybody in investing, but specifically when it comes to women. And what we are going to address, your innate abilities to really become good investors, there's so much opportunity that we hope to showcase with our speakers and create and give you stories that you can relate to that make it seem tangible for yourself as well. So again, I'm introducing all the speakers and I'm setting up this event so that you can understand why it is that we decided to do it. We believe women are just not addressed in the financial industry, and it is our hope to bring more attention to women as an investing audience. You have everything you need to take control of your finances and become financially free or more free, empowered. That is the whole reason for our event today, empowering women investors. So why stocks? Why am I talking about the stock market? As I mentioned before, this is my passion. I've been doing this partly because I was at the right place at the right time when I finished school, but I have been involved in investing my entire life. And as it turns out, investing is not as difficult as everybody makes it out to be. Look at these stocks. Again, we're specifically talking to the female audience. And here what you can see is that these things aren't complicated. These things are the things that you are involved with every day. Amazon, American Express, Lululemon, clothing for children, salons. These are businesses. And these businesses make money, and these businesses give you an opportunity to invest your money and make your money work for you. But again, unlike what everybody does, which is give their money to other people, we're going to give you an opportunity to hear stories about how women have empowered themselves and taken advantage of the opportunities in the stock market to outperform the indexes as well as empower themselves to do better.